Welcome to my safe space, a place to breathe, feel, and heal. She forgot her assignment again. That was the third time this week. And this time, the teacher didn't even look surprised, just disappointed. At home, her mom said she needed to try harder. Her dad didn't say a word, just that silent shake of the head. And Eva? She went to bed staring at the ceiling, whispering to herself, "I'm trying. Why does no one see that?" This is a story about the kind of exhaustion no one talks about. The kind where your brain feels static, but you keep smiling anyway. If you've ever felt like you're screaming silently in a room full of people, you'll feel seen here, because most times, the quietest voices have the most to say. Eva Blake was the girl nobody noticed. She walked with her head down, never raised her hand in class, never spoke unless she had to. People said she was shy. Some even thought she was rude. But what no one knew was that Eva's mind was loud, louder than she could explain. She had ADHD, but not the kind people joke about. It was the kind that made her feel broken, the kind that made her forget homework, lose track of time, and feel like a failure even when she tried her best. She never told anyone, not her parents, not even her closest friend Shayla, the girl she talked to only once a week. She didn't want to be the problem, so she stayed quiet. But her brain was a storm. She'd lose focus mid-sentence, forget her own train of thought, and hate herself for it. She didn't know how to talk about it, so she didn't. One Monday, she forgot a big project. Tuesday, she didn't turn in 2 assignments. Wednesday, she blanked during a group presentation and walked off the stage in tears. Her teacher called her unfocused. Her mom said, "You just need to try harder." Her dad didn't even say anything. That night, Eva sat in her dark room, staring at her ceiling, feeling like a ghost. She whispered in tears, "I'm trying. Why does no one see that? I'm doing everything I can." She felt like a glass that was already cracked, and now someone was pouring boiling water inside. That night, she lay in bed with her eyes wide open, stomach tight, throat sore from holding it all in. She reached for her sketchbook. No words, just pictures. She drew a girl inside a glass jar, screaming silently while the world walked by, unaware. The next day, without thinking too much, she took a photo of the drawing, made a new Instagram account, and with just a blank profile, she posted the drawing with a short caption. "This is what it feels like when you can't keep up, but no one knows why." She didn't expect much, no likes, no comments, and that's exactly what she got. Still, she kept posting. 1 drawing a week, sometimes more. She posted drawings of tangled thoughts, exhausted girls, clocks melting, checklists that never ended. She didn't show anyone, not even her parents. It was her secret space, a place where she didn't have to explain herself. Weeks passed. School stayed hard. She still panicked over simple things, but something inside her started to shift. Each time she posted, she felt a little lighter, like she'd let go of a piece of the weight she carried. After about 2 months, her account had 12 followers. No one she knew, no real attention, but a few quiet comments started to appear. "I love this. Thanks for sharing this." Eva didn't answer, but she kept going. Over the next few months, Eva made small changes, just enough to help her stay afloat. She set alarms on her phone for every task, even brushing her teeth. She used sticky notes for everything. Sometimes they covered half her desk. She gave herself permission to take breaks instead of holding on until she cried. And slowly, she stopped being so cruel to herself. She didn't call herself lazy anymore. One day in class, her English teacher asked for volunteers to share a creative project. Eva felt the usual panic start to rise. But something inside her said, "What if you just try?" Her hands shook, but she raised them a little. The teacher smiled in surprise. Eva walked to the front with one of her drawings. She didn't say much, just a few words about how her mind sometimes felt crowded and tired. The whole class went silent. A few students nodded, and that moment changed something inside her. Not because people clapped after, but because she finally let herself be seen. By the end of the year, Eva's account had 200 followers, still small and quiet, but she no longer cared about the numbers. She cared about how she felt. She still had ADHD, still had tough days, but now she knew why her brain worked the way it did. She wasn't lazy. She wasn't stupid. She wasn't broken. She was Eva, and that was finally enough. 5 real lessons from Eva's story. 1. Healing doesn't need to be loud or big. Eva didn't have a breakthrough moment. She started with one quiet drawing, because in this journey, small steps count, even when no one sees them yet. 2. ADHD doesn't make you broken. It means your brain speaks a different language. Eva wasn't lazy or careless. She just needed tools, alarms, sticky notes, taking breaks, and that worked for her. 3. Self-acceptance isn't instant. Eva didn't wake up one day and love herself. It took time, effort, and setbacks. And that's okay. Growth isn't linear. It's honest. 4. You don't have to be loud to be heard. She never shouted her truth. She drew it, quietly, honestly, and it resonated. You don't need a big voice when you have a real one. 5. You don't have to be fixed to live fully. Eva didn't get a perfect diagnosis or a quick solution, but she started understanding herself, and that alone shifted everything. If you feel like Eva, start small. Write, draw, talk to yourself. Let it out, even if no one sees it yet. You can try creative outlets like drawing, writing, painting, reading, decorating, and building something. Don't blame yourself for needing help. Use what works. Keep testing until you find your way. Speak when you're ready. You don't have to tell the world today. Just tell yourself the truth first. Your story matters, even if it starts in silence. Let us know in the comments if Eva's story resonated with you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, quiet doesn't mean invisible. This is your safe space.